show as well.
Yeah, if you want to pop the slide up, that'd be great. So this is one of my babies. I'm really excited about this. This went to production literally this morning. I said I'm not going on stage until it's in operations, and they met me there. So thank you guys for delivering. We have an issue in New York, and we solved it, right? We're spending millions of dollars a year repairing very, very, very preventable problems. Overhyped vehicles colliding with our bridges. We're solving that problem for less than the price of a Toyota RAV4, right? So for anybody who reports to a CEO or CFO who's very budget conscious, save millions by spending tens of thousands. That's the takeaway if you want to like check out now and disregard everything else I say. So, like I mentioned before, a little bit of foreshadowing, we've got thousands and thousands of operational technology endpoints, of which many are traffic cameras, right? So with this issue of these overhyped vehicles colliding with our bridges, of which we'll see 80 plus a year, I talked to my executive director, who's a fantastic leader, and really gives me the bandwidth and space to deliver things that are gonna meet their needs without too much interference. And I said, I have this idea that we can just train models on these streaming cameras. We're already tinkering in the computer vision space to detect vehicle heights. And if we can get far enough upstream, we'll have time to respond. We can intercept that vehicle prior to the bridge strike occurring. Now, in real time, in situ, a bridge strike, right? Some vehicle is driving down the roadway. It's likely a semi with a crane on the back. The crane's extended skyward because of the party driving that didn't secure it. It hits a bridge. Hopefully you are far enough behind that vehicle that debris does not go cascading into your vehicle. Hopefully there's no vehicle next to you, so you can swerve if you need to swerve. Hopefully if there is a vehicle next to you, you do not collide. Hopefully that bridge does not come down on the roadway and, to your point, bifurcate a town that no longer can transverse over our road. That is a lot to pin on the shoulders of hope, and that is not how we want to operate. So we decided, let's take advantage of these cameras we have on our roadway, and let's find a way to solve this problem. Now, generally I operate under the principle that I am not the smartest guy in the room, so if I have an idea, somebody else can probably make it happen. And that was not the case. Literally every hyperscaler, every AI partner, every SaaS solution entity that I talked to said this is not possible. Until I got to my friend Gabriel at Google, who said, Josh, we got you, buddy. We're gonna lean into this thing. I'm gonna bring in the RIT team. I'm gonna bring in a couple of vendor partners. We're gonna solve this. So we pitched the idea to them, and everybody kind of liked it. We all thought, like, no one's doing this, but we should be able to do this technologically. Like, the technology is here today that probably wasn't here a year and a half ago that would have allowed for this to happen. Let's all lean in and give it a shot. And within, 2 weeks, I mean, we're talking like Usain Bolt kind of speed for public sector, we had something in place. Now, it wasn't exactly what you see in front of you now. We didn't have the objects in the field yet, but we were trying to put no new infrastructure out because I didn't have budget for this. We were losing money because these bridge strikes. There wasn't extra money to make that problem get solved. So we got within 6 inches within a couple of weeks. And 6 inches is pretty damn good for most use cases. But if we pulled a vehicle over that was 6 inches away from hitting a bridge, it's a bad day for optics, and I'm probably not gonna do my job much longer. So one of the folks, either ClearObject or Google's Rapid Innovation team, said, if we go put these chessboards out in the field, 2 foot by 2 foot, with 2 inch by 2 inch grids, we can use them as calibration devices, and we think we can actually really, really precise these measurements. And it's the most anticlimactic story ever because it just worked. Like, so we did it. We had guys go out in Buffalo in January, drive these poles 6 foot into the ground, attach the signage to it, and we did a very, I'll say it's simple because I don't really do anything important anymore, I just say go do stuff. A very simple solution: detect the contact with the roadway, detect the top of the vehicle, detect the calibration devices, right? So we know all the known assets in the field, and then we can measure the calibration zone and get very, very precise with the vehicle height. So if you can go to the next slide, I want to actually show you what this looks like in real time because it's working. And these vehicles aren't stopping to take like pretty pictures for us. They're still flying by at 80 miles an hour, but we wanted to have that dramatic effect there. We are calculating the height of a vehicle going 80 miles an hour down our roadway in real time. That gives us enough precision. We're down, supposed to like we're within 2 inches. We're down to like 0.1 inches, but like council would not let me say we're down to 0.1 inches. So we're within 2 inches of precision, which is enough for us to stop a vehicle, right? And say, we're not going to let this vehicle hit our bridge. That will go to my emergency operations center. There's 24 hours a day. They dispatch state police for every accident on the roadway already. So they will send a state police vehicle out to intercept that overheight vehicle prior to climbing the bridge, which could literally save lives and save our organization millions of dollars. And we did this all in maybe 2 months of work for what's going to cost me, being cautious and all that, precisely tens of thousands of dollars in OPEX. It's going to pay dividends year over year. If we stop one bridge strike, I've got 20 years of OPEX covered right then and there. And that really doesn't happen without good partnership. And that's where Derek at ClearObject and Chris at GCP and Sam over the RIT team really leaned in and brought our folks into conversations, brought our field staff in, asked them what would work in their opinion, and they're excited. Like, we had a kickoff on Monday because we're scheduling this up 400% in the next 3 weeks. Right? We're going to drastically increase the scale of this. And they're like, we want to go first. New York division's ready. Put it down in New York City. We're out there in the field every day. We'll drive these things into the ground. And it's really cool because that trust and that success is begetting opportunities to do the next projects, like trying to make the work zone safer, because we've brokered those relationships where they saw if they lean in, we lean in, we have partners who are going to deliver on their expectations. It's been a fantastic